Hi, my name is Rebecca and today I would like to present to you my proposal regarding the transition of South Limburg to a green circular chemistry region, with a focus on the chemical sector and the agricultural sector. The South Limburg region is located in the southern part of the autonomous province of Limburg and largely borders the countries of Belgium and Germany. The region is characterized by its green hills and stream valleys in the middle of a highly urbanized area. The River Maas enters Limburg. Many cities and water-related industrial estates have emerged around this lifeline, including the capital of Limburg, Maastricht, and the chemical cluster Gemlot. The Gemlot cluster is one of the 5 CES clusters, making it one of the 5 Dutch industrial regions where the most energy-intensive companies are clustered. In addition, chemical production processes are often dependent on fossil raw materials. The circular transition is therefore a necessity. At national level, this is organized by the national government in collaboration with private organizations through the construction of large pipelines for the supply and removal of hydrogen and various raw materials. In its environmental vision, the province recognizes the necessity of the transition to a green chemical circular economy for a healthier living environment. But there is still a lot of uncertainty about the spatial consequences of the transition to a circular economy and the consequences for the quality of the living environment. In addition, the province describes that its role in the context of the circular transition is primarily as setting the agenda, stimulating, guiding, and connecting various initiatives. The transition towards a circular economy therefore is highly dependent on the actions of market parties, not just the government and the public sector. It is important to mention that the province takes an active attitude and has effectively connected private sectors that has led to circular innovations. However, a strong regional vision in which the spatial consequences and opportunity of the circular economy are made clear is still lacking. You can see that in the linear model, abiotic raw materials, such as natural gas and coal, are mined and transported by pipelines to production locations. These raw materials are then processed in intermediate products in the chemical cluster and processed into end products in manufacturing clusters. These production processes release a lot of CO2 and other substances. The products are then transported to city logistic clusters and then distributed to the customer and after that thrown away. At the same time, soil depletion is taking place due to the extensive agriculture in the agricultural clusters. The transition to a circular economy requires that the production processes be electrified using sustainable energy and that more reusable and renewable raw materials become available for chemical production processes. Spatial adjustments such as infrastructure for sustainable energy and good connections for the supply and disposal of raw materials are also a precondition for this. In the circular model, agricultural sector have an important role to play in the production of biomass. Biomass can be used to produce renewable bioplastics. In return, sewage sludge produced as a byproduct during sewage treatment of industrial and municipal wastewater can be seen as a valuable raw material for agriculture, because it can be used for the restitution of important minerals, resulting in the prevention of soil depletion. There are also opportunities for sharing, repairing, and reusing materials by promoting circular behavior. Finally, bioplastic can be recycled mechanically or chemically. All in all, employment will increase on a global scale, for example for repairs and products supplied as a service. There will be a reduction in CO2 emissions and raw materials will be saved. However, my circular model may also have possible consequences at local level that have negative consequences for the quality of living environment. In the circular model, circular raw materials cannot be transported by pipeline. This means that the transport of raw materials by truck, ships, and train is increased. Upgrading the infrastructure can also cause indirect claims on space, because location conditions for the companies improve. In addition, the storage of circular raw materials can lead to the nuisance such as stands and flies. In summary, in a linear model, raw materials are mined, processed into a product, and after use we throw the product away. In the circular economy, products and materials are kept in circulation through processes such as maintenance, reuse, renovation, remanufacturing, recycling, and composting. You can see that in my circular model, the quality of the space in the village next to the chemical cluster mainly comes under pressure. With my strategic intervention, I therefore want to show that the transition to a circular economy and the use of biomass can also be seen as an opportunity for improving the quality of living environment in the village of Stein, located west of the chemical industrial cluster. For my intervention, I would like to propose a capacity building instrument in the form of an online tool drawn up by Chemical Lot Staatsbosbeheer in the province of Limburg. There are opportunities for state owners and site management organizations to harvest and market more biomass. This also applies to the farmer owners within the Nature Network Netherlands, NNN. Through this platform, landowners within the NNN can draw up a nature construction and management plan under the guidance of the State Forestry Department. The platform then calculates the site works that need to be carried out, the costs, the timing, the biomass obtained, and the required machine and materials. The biomass obtained is therefore inventoried and can be purchased at a fixed price by Camelot and then collected in a biomass hub on site. The biomass not suitable for producing bioplastic can be purchased by other companies at a fixed price. This is an incentive for agricultural companies to practice more nature-inclusive agriculture by, for example, creating raw materials such as hemp, marram grass, and elephant grass suitable for producing bioplastics. The platform thus functions as a catalyst for three goals. Firstly, creating a physical buffer between more intensive cultivation and the built environment. Secondly, creating new nature within NNN. And thirdly, increasing the availability of bio raw materials. Restoring nature also helps to increase the quality of the living environment. Occupying biomass projects close to the source limits the transport intensity and the associated changing environmental contours. For my second intervention, I would like to use cultural historical buildings to create knowledge centers on bio-based plastic and biomass. This can be done by adding temporary pavilions made of recycled plastic, for example. A new knowledge center can function as an entrance to the domain for local residents and as a local learning center to deal more consciously with bio-waste and to become more aware of the transitions that await their village in the future. Waste points for biomass can also be added at these locations. The structures are already connected by the village existing cycle network. This creates a knowledge cycle path in which the change of the landscape and the economic value of the landscape are central. In the longer term, the quality of the cycle path can be improved at the same time as the underground work, thus using the renewal of the subsurface as an opportunity to improve the public space and strengthen the national network. This kind of bottom-up approach and the metabolic shift towards the use of new technologies and reuse of material could become a lever for social innovation and the regeneration of nature.